Red Hot Chili Peppers erupted from an LA high school over 20 years ago and set the world alight with classic songs like Under the Bridge, Give It Away and Suck My Kiss. They were famous for putting the sex and drugs into rock and roll, but now they've cleaned up their act and their latest release, Stadium Arcadium, debuted at #1 in 27 countries around the world. This week, Rove caught up exclusively with lead singer Anthony Kiedis and bass legend Flea backstage in Melbourne during their sold-out Australian tour.
I'm Flea.
I am Rove. Thank you very much for
Rove?
Rove is in to wander aimlessly.
Oh, great.
All set and ready to go for tonight and enjoying the tour so far?
I've been loving the tour so far. I mean, not just because I'm an Australian saying this, but it really is a nice place to come. It's sort of a bit of a holiday/tour. The food is really good here. I don't know if you realize that, but you have good food.
So what is it you like about our food? What in particular?
Your vegetables taste good. You have good earth. You have good soil down here.
Does this feel like being home for you when you're in Melbourne? Because most
does,
people probably don't know you were born here.
I was born in Melbourne in Mount Waverley. And it feels like I'm home. I left Melbourne when I was 4 years old, so my memory of it is very vague. I've got one memory of trying to kill a cat. Not really trying to kill one, but my sister and I were fighting over him, and she had the front and I had the back.
Did it pop open and a bad crown and a crappy gag fell out?
No, I think we just hit the scratch doesn't or something. That's probably why I remember.
As a group, all we do is play music. When we're on tour, we kind of go our separate ways when we're not either rehearsing backstage or actually playing.
I'm assuming that's Flea.
That's Flea. That is Flea.
He was telling me that he was wanting to get into jazz when you guys first met when you were teenagers.
He was into jazz.
And you led him to the dark side.
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Well, I wasn't really a rocker. You know, I grew up loving jazz and classical music, and I thought rock music was for simple-minded people who didn't think for themselves.
What do you think now?
I love it now.
It was actually Hello Slovak, our first guitar player, who sort of dragged him over to the dark side of rock and roll and taught him, you know, how to play bass by going, put your finger there, and now put your finger there.
Now, so this here...
Don't touch it and then put it in your eye, whatever you do. I have a home in Australia, and I go to the southern part of New South Wales in a very rural area, which is where I stay, and I've been going there pretty, at least once a year for about 16 years or something.
Right.
So I feel really connected to that area, which is very rural and in the middle of nowhere and stuff.
So when you do come home and you're at home and you're playing nude basketball, how do you not let your bits get in the way?
I thought we were going to talk about global warming. This is not the global warming interview?
No,
That's tonight.
You really thought it was a global warming interview?
I think so.
Okay.
I prefer to be naked all the time, basically. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny or anything, I just prefer to be naked. I mean, if it didn't offend people, I'd be naked right now.
Well, if you feel...
When I'm at home, I'm naked. When I'm sleeping, I'm naked. When I'm walking in my yard, I'm naked unless it's too cold.
You're very clean living now. So when you take the drugs out of the sex, drugs and rock and roll, does it mean you channel more into the other two that are left?
For me it does. I think a lot of people don't find that true, but for me, being clean was a great creative explosion. We
got to a certain point where we realized that we have a chance to leave a legacy here of something beautiful and to give something good to the world, or we could whittle our lives away partying, And so we tried to strike a balance, but mostly when we're touring, we try to stay really focused on our job and to do a good show.
Well, thank you very much. Enjoy the gig. Really nice talking to you. Thank you.
Or as you would say, pleasure.
Pleasure.
And I was told today, you're doing an interview for global warming, and I came in here all thinking, okay.
Oh, right. I thought that was just a gag. I thought you were just making a gag.
No, that's at midnight, I guess.
He might well ask the same questions about the basketball, though. Lovely guys. Time for the plug. Stadium Arcadium is the Grammy-winning album and the latest single, Hump and Hump, with the video directed by Chris Rock, is out now. We'll be right back with the John Butler Trio.